It's finally happening. The last pieces of the puzzle are finally clicking into place and we're in the home stretch.
Yeah, wow, this is really it. We're taking that final step before we head out on the biggest chapter of our lives.
So we wanted to sit down and just be real with you about where we are in the process, how we're handling all the waiting, and what's next.
And also, of course, to say thank you for all of you that have been sticking with us and all of our new subscribers too.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Kenda.
And we're Ink Nomads Worldwide, a couple in our early 50s that are retiring early and trying to travel the world.
Now, in 30 days, we're going to be out. Where are we heading? Stay till the end of this video and you'll find out where our first stop is going to be. So the biggest thing that we've been waiting for is renting out our house. And drum roll, please. We finally did it. Woo!
So we got a fair market value for it. We had to lower it a little bit. It was on the market for about 6 weeks. We lowered it and we're still going to get enough passive income to make it work and fund some of our travels.
Yes. And that was the biggest thing I think that was holding us back, because until we knew that we actually rented the home out, we couldn't do any of the planning that we're going to be talking about today.
So once the house was finalized and rented, I got to do something I've been dreaming of for a long time. I got to give my notice. It's both bittersweet, a little nerve-wracking, and refreshing at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. I'm giving mine this week. The way my schedule fell, my boss is on vacation. I'm on vacation. So I'm going to be giving my 2 weeks notice this week. And then I'm working until the end of the month, July 31st. And
I'm also working until the end of the month also.
Yeah. And then we're going to be heading out on the road.
So then this is where the real fun began. A ton of research. We had to research flights, accommodations, visas.
Even we heard we had to get an international driver's license if we want to ride scooters. So I'm going to touch on the flights because we did a lot of research from other YouTubers and people. We used all the things that they told us to do. We used something called Skyscanner, Google Flights. We used a VPN using different countries to try to book out of. We went different days of the week thinking it would be cheaper. Pretty much we got the same cost on almost every single one.
It varied very little.
Yeah. And if we would find a flight that we thought was a great deal, we'd click on it and then
sold out, it said, or something.
Or they try to upgrade you.
Yeah. So a little bit of a scammer. I don't want to say scam, but a little bit of but a little bit of work. So.
Yeah. So we actually wound up using Expedia. And we got the best, I think, bang for our buck for our trip of where we're going and the way we wanted to go. And it cost us, what was it about?
It was around $1,000 for both of us one way.
Yeah. So
I mean, reasonable for
not too bad for heading out of the States. The second thing we did was accommodations. Where are we going to stay?
Yeah, so we researched a lot with that. A lot of people on Facebook and also on YouTube say to just go there, put feet on the ground, and find a place. We weren't very comfortable with that, this being our first time. So we were willing to spend a little bit more. So we went through Airbnb, which made us feel a little more comfortable. There's reviews and not so many like down payments and fees and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
and for a month, how much did it cost?
Yeah, so for a month, and this is probably a little bit pricey, it wound up costing us around $375 with taxes and fees and everything.
Yeah, for
1 month. So
yeah, which is awesome in American eyes, right?
Yeah. So then there's the visa situation.
Yes.
Depending, on the area you're going, some require U.S. citizens to have a visa. Some visas are upon entry. Some visas you have to apply for it beforehand online. Where we're going, you had to apply for the visa beforehand online. There's a 30-day visa, which could be renewed for another 30 days, but you have to go to an immigration office and find that. So that seemed like a whole big hassle. And then someone had told me about the C1 visa, which is a 60-day visa, but they ask for a lot more information. You have to supply them with money, income, bank statements, and a couple other things. So there's that.
Yeah, but I think that's well worth it because we're planning on being there for 2 months. So I think it's easier to kind of do it all at once rather than try to find an immigration place and do all that.
Yeah, and then there's also fees associated with that if you go through immigration officers and different things, or offices and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. And then the international driver's license, which we just found out about. Now, this one we're not sure if we need it or not, because in most countries that we've been to and we've rented cars, We've never had to show a license at all.
I just say better safe than sorry, because it's only
Yes.
$20 and a couple passport photos. And you go through AAA. It's fairly simple. You can find your local AAA office or mail it in. And then you get the international driver's license, just so you have it to be safe in case they ask you for it. You don't want to get fined or a ticket
Sure.
when you're driving. And also, some countries, they're saying like you might need a motorcycle
a license on like that, but we're going to just wing
endorsement or
it
something.
and hope for the best. But at least we'll have peace of mind, and hopefully we don't get into any wrecks.
So I think we covered all of our bases, and it's been kind of nerve-wracking, but I think we've done it for now, and we'll keep you posted on everything as it comes up.
Yes. Now, have you had any experiences with any of the things that we just talked about? We would love to hear from you if you have. So please drop a comment, let us know, because anything you can help us with, we will greatly, greatly appreciate for sure.
Yes. Now, one of my favorite topics to talk about, money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So we had to find out about how we were going to do our banking and international transactions. So I looked into it, and we're going to keep our Chase bank account to keep our funds in and have the passive income and everything go into. But we did some research and found that you can get the Charles Schwab Platinum Debit Card. You can also use the Wise Card, which is widely popular in Southeast Asia. And then we have our Capital One Venture Card. So the Charles Schwab Card and the Wise Card, they don't do international transaction fees. They also have no fee ATM charges. The Wise Card does currency exchange right through the card, and I heard there's great rates. So that's stuff for you to look into and do your own research.
Absolutely.
And then the Capital One Venture Card is good to use for everyday transactions and stuff like that. You get points and bonuses and miles, and there's no international fees and et cetera on all of that stuff.
You always want to be using a card that you're going to get something back. And especially if you're a traveler like us, get something like that you're going to be able to use for future travel.
And it's very important you do your due diligence as far as not getting screwed with like ATM fees and foreign transaction fees. That's big. These ATMs and these banks overseas will definitely try to gut your bank account if you don't pay attention.
It's true. And that's where YouTube came in handy for us, because so many YouTubers have already been to these countries, and they're giving us such great advice as to which ones you can use and you should use.
And forums on Facebook and stuff are also awesome. You can look and research the country that you're going to, join a group or a forum, and a lot of people will answer all of your questions. They're very helpful also.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one thing we're going to be trying to adhere to is a budget. Which we need to adhere to is a budget. And what's our budget going to be?
Our budget right now is set at $2,000. I mean, that's flexible depending. Every country is going to be different, but we'd like to keep it under $2,000 or a little bit under if possible.
Yes. And I think that's going to be maybe the fun part of it, is trying to keep it under there. For me, at least.
I mean, that makes it more exciting, and it also gives you guys a realistic view of if it can be done.
Yeah, for sure. So stick with us as we do this, and you'll see if we can make it work.
And lastly, phone service. We went with US Mobile. We looked into a bunch, and this one seemed to be highly recommended. It does offer a lot of international perks, Wi-Fi calling that you could use.
The great thing with it, I could still use my phone, which I love. And I'm using it now while we're in the States. I transferred it over, and the rate is unbelievable. We had T-Mobile before, and now for the full year plan, I think it was
like $200
for the year, plus a whole free line free for him. So something to think about if you're not happy with your carrier in the States, but international for sure, check it out. So here we are, the final countdown. If I wasn't going to get copyrighted, I would play Europe's The Final Countdown right now. But August 5th, we have our tickets all set, and we are heading back to New Jersey.
Yay!
We're going to spend about 2 weeks there, seeing friends, family, and we're going to bring you guys on a food tour of our favorites. So definitely stay tuned.
Gotta love New Jersey food. That's one thing we miss while we've been living in Arizona.
Yes, and we'll see if it's still good. Who knows? I'm sure it will be, but you never know.
And now, drum roll, please. Our first destination is going to be Indonesia, Bali in particular, and surrounding islands, the 60 days that we're there. So I know a lot of influencers and everybody's done it 1,000 times before. Stick with us. We're going to try to give our own take on it and to give a unique perspective and our budget and everything. So that should be exciting.
Hopefully we can make it fun, informational,
and we can find some hidden gems if that still exists.
Exactly. So stick with us, guys, for Bali.
It's kind of wild when you think about it, how one decision can change everything.
But sometimes the best stories begin when you finally stop playing it safe and just say yes.
Yes to freedom, yes to uncertainty, and yes to living differently.
And we're so grateful you guys are here because this journey, it's not just ours.
We're doing this together, and the best part, it's just the beginning.
Now, thanks for sticking with us. We seriously can't wait to bring you along when we finally take off.
Make sure to drop your questions or thoughts below, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
We'll see you guys soon. Keep exploring.
Keep inking, and we'll catch you on the next one.